Okie doke. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Grands Club podcast, where we celebrate the wisdom, wonder, and warmth of grandparents and the generations that continue to inspire. I'm your host, Kathy Bernard, and today's episode is one that I have been so excited about. Our guest today is a man who has turned Sunday dinners with grandma into a global sensation. He's the heart and soul behind Enoteca Maria, a one of a kind Staten Island restaurant where grandmothers, yes, Nonnas from around the world, share their family recipes and culture with lucky diners. And now, thanks to Netflix, the world is getting a delicious bite of his story in the new series, Nonnas. Please welcome the incredible Joe Scaravella to the Grands Club. Hey,
Oh,
Joe.
thank you, Kathy. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, thanks for squeezing us in this very, very exciting week for you. Joe, let's start with your story. You said that Enoteca Maria was born from a place of loss and longing. Tell us how this beautiful idea really just unfolded itself, inviting Nonnas into your kitchen.
So really, that's exactly how it happened. I lost my grandparents and my parents, and I felt completely lost and kind of orphaned. So I put an ad in the Italian newspaper, America Oggi, and it said Cercasi casalinga per cucinare regional tropicale. So basically, it said we're looking for housewives to come in and cook regional dishes. So before you know it, I had, the restaurant was being built out. And so I invited everybody to my house, and I had all these ladies with their husbands and their kids and their neighbors chasing me around the house with plates of food. And yeah, so it was born out of loss. And I think that's the connection because everybody has either lost somebody or they're in the process of losing somebody or it's on the horizon. So I think that's the connection why we've touched so many hearts and souls and why we have a movie on Netflix. Yeah.
It's so beautiful because when you experience loss, and like you, I've lost my parents, I've lost my grandparents, and there's just nothing like it. And I say to my siblings, well, now we're at the head of the table.
Well, that's
What's
it.
that all about?
Yeah, so for me, my grandmother, Domenica, so every Sunday, the family would get together and we'd go over my Nonna's house, and everybody would be there and share a meal, and afterwards they would play penny poker, and my father would be in the living room with my grandfather, and they'd be listening to Caruso and sipping whiskey, and it was just that whole environment, and then when my grandmother passed away, she's kind of the glue that held the family together. So when she passed away, the family tends to fracture, and then somebody has to pick up that torch and run with that torch. And it's an incredibly difficult lift to uh to accomplish. I know I've certainly tried it, and yeah, and they are the glue that holds families together. And in the big picture, they're the glue that holds society and culture, and they're the fabric of life. They bring culture forwards. So anyway, we are in the process of creating a 501(c)(3). I want to turn everything that we do in that direction. And so it will turn these, elderly women, these grandparents, into teachers and our kitchens into classrooms. We've been offering, sorry, we've been we've been offering a free one-on-one class for the last, I don't know, 13 years. It's called Nonnas in Training. And so, you know, I want to expand upon that, and I'm very excited about that project.
That is so beautiful because also I think, we all can get to a certain age where you say, gosh, what now? What's next? What's on the horizon? And wow, you have really given quite a gift and created quite a gift and a journey for a whole new beginning for a lot of Nonnas in the world.
Yeah, it really empowers them and gives them new purpose and that's also part of the legs of our 501(c)(3). So yeah, of course I had planned none of this. These are all shoots that have come up uh after I started my original journey. So you never know what's coming. I was just trying to comfort myself, and it seems that this touches a lot of different people and comforts them as well.
Seems like, you may be having a lot of help from someone.
Well, I yeah,
Grandmother, maybe she's moving some pieces around for you on that chest, that
well,
chest table.
absolutely, and I always say that God must like me because he's really helped me to do this, and it's incredibly difficult. To, we have a different lady from a different part of the world in our kitchen every day. So, running a regular restaurant, and I don't really consider this a restaurant, but running a regular restaurant where you have the same cook in the kitchen and the same menu every day is impossible. So, and you can see that by the stats, 85% of all restaurants fail in the first 6 months. It's incredibly difficult. So changing the cooks, and they're not professionals. They're just ladies that cook. Changing those every day and changing the menu and the ingredients profile every day is a lot of balls in the air.
Well, now your restaurant, the physical location is on Staten Island. Is that is that where you reside? Is there a reason?
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, and I had no plans on opening a restaurant. I never even worked in a restaurant. I have no idea what I'm doing. I had no plans on moving to Staten Island. I was just looking for an investment property, and it was very serendipitous. One thing led to another, and here we are, 18 years later.
Oh my gosh. Well, what an incredible and powerful concept that you have, created and latched onto and keep growing. And now you have grandmothers, like you said, from all over the world with all types of delicious recipes in their repertoire. Is it 30 countries that's represented at this point? How many?
Well, I don't know. I've been, we're starting, I wanted to order aprons and hats for the ladies with their flag on there. So because they were incredibly proud of where they're from. And so, as I start ordering them, I realize there's more and more of them. There's at least 30 right now, but they're always in one stage of retirement. They're either coming out of retirement or they're going back into retirement. So it's always changing. Everything's always in motion.
Well, that keeps it really fresh for sure on many levels. What's it like, Joe, behind the scenes in the restaurant? Do the ladies all get along? Is it like a big sisterhood? You've got a lot of matriarchs to deal with.
Well, there's an old saying, too many cooks spoil the broth. So that's a polite way of saying you don't want to have two Nonnas in the kitchen at the same time. And I learned that early on when we were only featuring Italian grandmothers. I thought how nice it would be to have a lot of these little grandmothers in the kitchen, fussing around and cooking. The visual was very attractive to me. But it does not work. You don't do that, and I found out the hard way. So yeah, they have to be in command of the kitchen. Of course, we have help for them. So that's what we do. We create the platform that they can come on and share their love and their culinary wisdom. And So yeah, they really need to be one at a time in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know this is like asking if you have a favorite child, so I understand. Do you have a favorite Nona?
I do. I'm fond of some Nonnas over other Nonnas, but that's really neither here nor there, and not something I really want to take up into detail.
I get it. I get it. How about, all right, you're not going to give me a favorite Nona. How about a favorite dish?
Um, I like everything. So it's variety, they say, is the spice of life, and it truly is. And I always say that good food is good. It doesn't matter if it's Peruvian or if it's Moroccan or if it's Italian or if it's Japanese. It doesn't matter. Good food is good, and yeah, let's leave it at that.
Okay. And you're getting a taste of flavor of the world of it's a journey without having to go very far.
Well, it's incredibly rewarding. Certainly, all the attention that we've gotten, and we've from day one, uh, media from national, international media has been on our doorstep. So we regularly get calls from all over the world for a reservation, which is kind of bizarre for this tiny little place in the middle of nowhere, which is why they made a movie, because there's magic there. So the movie Nonnas is about our beginning. It's about the Italian Nonnas. So it at the premiere on the 30th, it was, the audience, you could hear the gasps and the tears and the laughing. It was received. It's going to be a spectacular hit, and there will be a sequel. And of course, nobody wants me to talk about this, but the sequel will be Nonnas of the World. And I'm also working on a TV series which will end up in these kitchens. Um, and again, we will be shooting for to create our 501(c)(3) because I want to take the money out of it. You know, it's just it's doesn't really it's not a fit for what we do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to creating that, and we need to find the right people to make that happen.
Oh, that's marvelous. Well, Joe, how did the Netflix all begin? Did you pitch the idea or was there a producer that happened to dine at your restaurant and fall in love with the story? How did that happen?
So one thing I've learned in the many, many years that we're there is you can't pitch anything to anybody. Nobody's interested in what you have to say. So you have to kind of wait for somebody to reach out to you. So there's a fabulous producer. His name is Jack Turner, and he did some wonderful projects that were received very well. So he stopped in and he said, I can do anything I want now, and I'd like to do this. So about 8 years ago, they bought the rights to my life, and it takes a long time to make a movie. And so, yeah, it's coming out on Friday, May 9th on Netflix. It's a worldwide release. It's 190 countries and languages. And
Oh,
and prepare for it's going to be a blockbuster. You can just tell with the meetings that we've had with Netflix and the cast and the crew and everything, it's just not normal. Everybody it comes like a kumbaya, which is not the norm. So yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful, and it's a hell of a ride.
oh my gosh. And Vince Vaughn, the main character, he plays you. How did Vince do? Did he pull it off?
Vince is I had the pleasure of sitting with him for about an hour while we were waiting for a Today Show piece. And he's an incredibly gentle, sweet man, and a fabulous, an amazing actor. He, he does a lot of comedic roles. So there's certainly a lot of comedic moments in this and the grief, and he portrays everything so well. He's such an amazing actor, and I'm so grateful that he's taken up the role. And it's also great because he's so tall and handsome, so it's
It's pretty adorable, Joe. It's wonderful. He captures you perfectly. I can see. Well, you have spent years side by side with these remarkable women who really have been sharing their heart, their soul, their delicious recipes. What life lessons have they taught you?
Well, I have to say that I'm learning patience. They've taught me patience, and uh, they've really opened me up, and they open up the people who dine at the restaurant to all the different cultures that there are. And I think that's really an amazing part of what we're doing, that we're introducing culture to everybody. And food and music and art uh, will take you across those boundaries without you even realizing it. And it crushes any preconceived notion that you may have. And I really love that part of it.
And I think there's nothing quite like the love of a grandparent, being fairly new grandmother myself to four now. It's just, I don't know, it's indescribable how your heart explodes and you just want to do everything you can for your precious little people in your life. But let's look ahead. I know that you are not yet a grandfather, but to your future self and perhaps your future grandchildren, is there kind of a legacy? Is there something that you hope to share with them someday?
Well, I mean, of course, I would, you want to share everything, but I'd just like to say that procreation is not a prerequisite to cooking at the Enoteca. So, because that would be kind of weird. So, you have to be at least 50 years old. You have to be born in the country you represent, and you have to be a good cook. And those are the qualifications. So you don't have to be a mother or a grandmother, because for me, doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, you certainly want to share everything with the people that you love, and that's the common thread.
It's beautiful. And for those of us dreaming of a seat at your restaurant, it's only open on weekends, I understand, correct?
We're Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right now, and we have four seatings each day, 12:30, 2:30, 5:30, and 7:30. But we will be expanding. I have an idea for three open kitchens. It'll be a much larger space. It's a very tiny space now. So it'll have three open kitchens, and the series that I'm working on now will end up in one of those kitchens, so they'll be studio ready. Um, and it's I just want to do things, and I have like so many ideas that I want to do, and I just want to get them out of my head and get them, put legs under them, and get them to walk. So that's my plan. Those are my plans, and I'm going to make it happen. Come hell or high water, these things will happen.
I'm sure it will. You are one determined guy, very inspiring. It's just been such a pleasure. Joe Scaravella, thank you for sharing your heart, your table, your incredible journey with us. Friends, if you haven't watched Nonnas yet on Netflix, do yourself a favor. It's food for the soul. And if you're in Staten Island, head to Enoteca Maria. But you might want to make reservations now because I can't imagine anybody will be able to get in the door. Until next time, this is Kathy Bernard. Continue to blend and mix of special grandparenting ingredients and keep influencing generations one grand at a time. Thank you, Joe. Best
Thank
of luck for everything.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you for shining a light on the Nonnas of the world.
Thank you. Congrats. Can't wait
Thank
to watch it.
Yeah, you're really going to love it. The director, Steve Shabosky, is incredible. And his wife, Liz Macy, is the writer. I love them both dearly. But, Steve is, I don't know if you've watched any of his movies. He did that movie Wonder with Julia Roberts and The Perks of Being a Wallflower and Beauty and the Beast. But this guy, he just grabs onto your heart and he squeezes it until the tears come out of your eyes. So that's what he does. And so get prepared, have a box of tissues with you when you sit to watch this movie because between the director and the writer and the actors and the team, fifth season and Madison Wells Media and Gigi Pritzker, Rachel Shane, Jack Turner, and uh, everybody. It's just an incredible effort. It was an absolutely incredible effort, and I'm so glad to be part of it.
Oh, I can only imagine, and I'm so excited to watch it. And best of luck to you. And I'm going to send you an idea about Nona that has to cook egg-free for her little grandchildren.
Okay, yeah.
Add
So
that to the mix.
and they do, yes.
Me too. Little allergy people. Oh gosh, have a great day. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for you being so patient with me.
Oh my gosh, thanks for joining and cannot wait to get to Staten Island. Bye.